I'm over here talking like we are live. We are live. We are live. Oh, okay. We will have Damien come on. All right, guys. Just want to say hello. What I'm going to do is not as prepared. It's been a interesting couple days here at the Davis house. We're prepping majorly for the show here in Tampa in the next couple of weeks. I'll go ahead and turn that little banner off. I'll turn it on and off here as we go. But wanted to share with you guys some information, some updates, and just some things that are coming up. At the show. Now, typically when we run the Tampa show, we've been to the fairgrounds enough now to where it's kind of like it's a formula, it's a system. It's not a big deal because we're normally in the actually I'm going to show that too. Let me bring that up. Because we're normally in the what they call the FLC building. Okay. Let's see. Florida State Fairgrounds. I'm just gonna show you guys here. Let me get it up. Just give me a moment. It's not. All right. Let me go ahead and share that. Let's see. Stop screen. Oh, well, it looks like I can't share two things at one time. But normally we're at the fairgrounds at what's called the FLC building. Okay. And typically, oh, I know, because I was going to show the video. Okay. And typically, so normally we're at what's called the FLC building. That is our standard building. But the last couple summers we've had some issues. Last summer wasn't too bad. We've had issues with air conditioning at that building, including the last show. It was a little warm, and so I don't know if they're planning on eventually tearing that building down or what. But what I've done is, because typically this is our most attended event. This is like, I'm not doing Super RetroCon this year. So I'm moving this show into the Super RetroCon building. So where I've done Super RetroCon the last couple of years, in the larger space next door, that's what I'm doing here for this show. So it's literally double the size. It's double the size, guys. And so let me go ahead and bring up the flyer here. I mean, it's 40,000 square feet. Okay, 40,000 square feet. So, and yet I don't have Josh setting up at the show though. Where's Josh at? Okay, hopefully he'll be signed up soon. We missed the Boyles there, the Boyle family. But to put it in perspective, if you guys went to Joe Fest, I went to Joe Fest last week, and again, Ed's great. He put on a great show. But that is, I would say that's probably about 30,000 square feet, maybe 25, 30,000. We're going to have around 43,000 to fill that up. And so I've just been working. Normally I would be posting, and I'll bring Damien on here in just a moment. Normally I would be posting, making a lot of posts, but this thing is so big that I've been working on, the space is so big to fill that I've been working on adding more guests. Hey, thanks for thanks for joining us here. Shellhead Toys, who has their podcast at 9 tonight, their live video. And yeah, Josh, I was planning on hitting you up. Hopefully we'll see the Boyles at the show. Still got some room there. I mean, it's just going to be a large event. I'm going to go ahead and bring on our buddy here. Says he's says he's muted. I don't know. Let me see if I can unmute him. Oh, are you there?
I just did it myself. How's it going, man?
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. All right. So I'm just gonna hang out and we'll talk about yesterday here in a minute. I got a tab to share. And for those of you who don't know, Damien here, he comes out, he does these videos. He does a really great job. He did a thing about the collection here that I have. And then yesterday he helped unbox the Batwing. And I did that because I'm gonna be bringing it to the show, and I'm gonna try to display it upright, and we're bringing all the Batmobiles. If you guys haven't been to Tampa Toy Con before, this is the show where I bring out toy displays. I bring out, I usually bring out at least a couple games. I don't know if we'll get Little Shop of Games to bring out a couple pins. I might even bring out my own pins. I don't know. I really want to bring this Toy Story 4 pin. It is the 40th anniversary or something like that of Toy Story. And man, this thing is so beautiful, but it doesn't, I don't play it enough right now because I've had it for a while, but it's not going anywhere. It's a great game. But this is the show that I usually put we started out in 2021. It's still our record event. And then, what do you mean? You've been the last show? You went the last July show. And
Yep.
then I don't know if you went to the one before that or not, but where we had I had the DeLorean there and Superman. I think that's when I got that. But let's see. All right, let's just see if we got any other. Okay, and it's gonna be full. I mean, not when I say full, what I mean is I have the most guests that I've had, I think, since Super RetroCon. I mean, we have all these guys here, and then we're gonna be adding a one today. I'm gonna talk about that. Time to show your collection. yes, we want. Yeah, that's a good one. You're gonna have to come over to Tony's house.
Yeah, I will.
Probably going. Hey, right after I get rid of this Terradrome. But anyway, so guys, this show this coming up. Okay, we're gonna have everyone you see here on the screen. In addition to that, we have John Anderson coming down from Alabama. He hasn't been to Florida in a while that I know of. I haven't seen him really at any of the local stuff that I know of. Okay, that doesn't mean he hasn't been. So he's been in Guardians of the Galaxy, Stranger Things, Spider-Man, a bunch of stuff. Very cool guy. I think this is his character here on the left in Guardians of the Galaxy. So come out and check him out. I'm going to be doing a full announcement on him tomorrow. So that brings our guest count to let's see, that brings our guest count to 1, 2, 3. I mean, we got 2 people here. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 guests. I never have 7 guests at any show. I mean, this just kind of happened. Just to give you an idea, I went to Tom Cook. I said, hey, pick a date. Here's my schedule. Pick a date. And he's like, well, July. I'm like, oh man, you're killing me over here. I'm going all out. We're going to have a bunch of new vendors. I got vendors from outside, from outside the state, Louisiana, Alabama, on all these trips. I'm working on getting new people, new vendors and all of that. So I'm really excited about the show. We're gonna have they're gonna have a Ghostbusters group. They're gonna be bringing an Ecto 1, I guess. There's gonna be an Ecto car there. That's what I'm told. And then we're gonna have this Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Ever seen that? Have you seen that? You know what that is? Probably not. Okay, it's kind of an old movie, but I've had this guy, DP Waters, hit me up to display it. So we're gonna have that. We're gonna have several slot car, things. Our normal Hot Wheels. We're gonna have. I'm gonna try to have a gaming thing. We got several game guys coming. let's see. I'm just trying to think. We got a bunch of stuff, but just a bunch of stuff, guys, that we're gonna have, along with, like I said, all the Batmobiles that I'm bringing, and then we might even do a couple live unboxing, and yeah, cool. All right, yeah, we're gonna have one there, and then of course okay, all right. So let's go ahead and I'll talk. I'm gonna do. Are you all right if I show a little clip of your video here?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, okay, cool. That's
I already made it public. I made it public like 30 minutes back. So.
Oh, okay. Well, what I did is I fast forwarded like 4 minutes, like where we're at the storage. Just to give you guys some context, this was yesterday. I can't believe he edited it this quick. But he'll release this later in the like this weekend. But I mean, this took a lot longer than I expected. Okay, this took a lot longer. I haven't really done this like the full boat here. We wrote in his it'll show it here. Wrote in his Cybertruck, which honestly I don't know. I got a little queasy. We're gonna go in the regular car next time, okay? And then but let's just show a little bit of this. Again, great job. He keep, what I like about your videos is it keep you do, and you talked about it yesterday. I did learn a little bit yesterday about these videos. It doesn't really drag. The video doesn't drag. So let's go ahead and just show you guys a little clip here. Let me go make sure I'm sharing the right tab. All right. Okay. So previous to this, I showed like the comparison to the box. We're going out. I attempted to give him this Pac-Man, but it turns out it didn't work. That really sucks. But oh well. And then I let him load it into his let's make sure that this is playing. I let him load it into the Cybertruck there because I was like, hey man, I don't want to, I don't know how you want to put it in there. Okay, cool. Probably because I'm watching it and I'm thinking people probably think I'm letting everybody do the work.
So we are back here in Jeff's, I would call it headquarters, the collector room.
I think the headquarters.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we came back from the storage with this badass and very unique item that we're gonna unbox now.
I want to say, you got, when you were here before, I do have a lot of stuff, but I feel very blessed. I didn't have this stuff as a kid, guys. So as I come across things, the goal is to inspire people and show pieces that maybe you don't have at home and stuff. So I'm able to acquire these as part of the promotions of the show. So we're gonna have this out at the next show. All right. I know we're a little tight in here, but
we're gonna open this box.
Okay, so what I want to talk about real quick is that this was
there we go, the first cards.
This was a 6 foot that was a 6 foot table that's on, by the way, guys. Okay, and that was the wings. They were separate from the actual.
Maybe that's one of the wings.
Either both wings or one wing. I'll put this aside. So did you think it would be this big?
No. No.
Wow, check this out.
Man, how are we gonna
check this out?
How are we gonna get this out of here? That's
so what do we have here? Let's see. We know that it's on scale 1/6 limited edition collectible vehicle. Ultimate 1989 Batwing.
This thing is huge. All right, so you notice he doesn't really, what I like is, like, again, about your videos is you don't really stick, it's not draggy. Like, when I try to do this on my own, I'm taking some hints, man. It's, you're skipping all the dull parts.
Yeah. Well, I try to keep it simple.
Yeah. Very good. This thing was huge. That centerpiece took up the whole box.
It's really huge.
And so what we're doing here is we're making it so the cockpit, that acrylic isn't touching the table. That's the idea here.
Wow, those are
So
some
a little
bolts.
bit more here, and then we'll
Look
let
at that. These are your guns.
Do you
This
know
is
where
the
the music that I put in the video is from?
These are the
No, I'm
mounting
going
feet
to ask you about that stuff here in a second.
that go on the bottom of this. So these go on. Like,
Okay, go ahead. And where's
Thank
the
you.
music from?
So the music,
mean,
it's
this is-
there's this
I'll let
rock
you- I'll
band
let you do
called
one of them.
Beat
Brigade.
Brigade.
Oh, okay.
So
This
this
like
is
this.
the NES,
Hold the-
the
hold the
Batman,
structure.
the video game
Yeah.
Batman version for NES.
Oh,
They did it with the rock band.
oh,
I feel like
Yeah.
a
oh,
little.
cool. All right, that's
Like you're
cool.
making sure.
I was
going
going to ask you where you found the music
fall.
to go in here.
I
Like,
think
Yeah.
we're good to go to turn it over.
All right.
All right. Let's see. If you want to move that. Oh wow.
you know, and you know what's funny, guys, is we stopped
very,
this at
very
least,
cool.
It has.
I don't know,
Look at
2
the
or 3
handle.
times.
It's all
played-
hand
played
painted.
the instrumental
Look at the little
Batman movie
details.
music. You know, Damon, you were going,
And
oh,
then
I'm
it
going to watch
controls
the
over
movie. I got to
So
watch
it comes
the
out
movie
to
now.
go in front of his face.
You know,
Wow.
and you just
Amazing
kept
that
looking at
thing
it
can
like,
fit in there.
I
And it
can't
already has
believe this,
the-
how big this is. I can't
the
believe how,
base.
you know, it's just,
of a
it's
tripod.
amazing looking. And
Man, with the wings, it's gonna be what? How
4.5, I think.
beautiful.
Wow.
Okay, now we're opening what we believe are the wings. So we have the body, central body, right there. It's massive. This is gonna be you said
It's
4 feet?
huge.
4.5. Okay, this is the bar that they were talking about.
What is the bar for?
It's to go in. It goes in the middle
Oh, okay, makes sense.
for the wings
It
to.
holds the wings. Yeah.
Sometimes I don't want to destroy this in case I might want to put it back in the box. I don't think I'm going.
Yeah,
I do the same
well,
thing.
you know what I
always
thought
keep
about
all the
afterwards
original packaging in the box.
is
You are,
now that I
sir.
want, how
Look
am I
at
going to
that.
get it to the show?
Wings.
I'm going to have to take the wings off to get
You
it
see
to the
it,
show.
right?
Let me see the bar
It's too
again.
big.
I think what I'm
Otherwise, I
doing
would
is
have
it's
to make
not
one
angled.
trip just
Yeah,
for that
keep-
one
keep-
item.
Moving
That's true.
up and down.
I mean, it's
This
huge.
is right there. I can see it. It's just stuck
Yeah.
with the frame. Yeah, almost. Ah, there we go.
But yeah, I really like how you
Alright.
you kind of, you know,
I mean,
kind of skip to the
probably,
action. I mean, this was a 3-4 hour deal,
There you go.
guys. This isn't, you know, I didn't.
Yep.
This I learned a lot actually from, and I appreciate you coming over. I mean, the last time you just took some footage and left, and now I really understand, like, you know, because you shared some of the smaller clips with me. I really understand a little bit more about what, you know, what you're doing.
Here we are. Check this out.
Yeah.
Massive.
The
Look
whole
at that.
editing
Beautiful.
is just
It's
a lot of work.
realistic.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, I like it.
so yeah. So guys, we're gonna have this at the show. Along with, let's go ahead and just look inside there. It's got lights. It's very cool, very cool. So we put on the rest of the stuff, and then, like I said, I'll let him. We're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna share the video, or I'll share it when he makes it public. This is kind of like his little clip there. And again, I appreciate you, coming over.
No, thank you. Thank you.
And, let me ask you about your channel real quick, though, so when did you start it? You were talking about,
So I started my channel in I believe it was March. Yeah, March 24. And the first video was about the Vectrex, because I got my Vectrex and I was like, man, I really want to
okay.
get into this. And I started, that was my first video back in March.
oh, okay. All right. And then you came, I remember our first time that I saw you, like in person with a camera, was the Sarasota show, May of 24.
Yeah, true. Anyway, I went.
You were at you said you were at the RetroCon before that.
That was the first of your shows that I made. And
Okay.
actually, I think that the Super RetroCon was my second video in my channel.
Okay. All right, that was a Jazz Inc. piece, Tony. And then Andre. It was a lot. I won't go into how much it is. If you guys want to look it up, look sales up on eBay. Go ahead. It's the 1/6 scale bat wing. I did get it locally from my friend Will, who sourced it last year somewhere with the idea, I think, of selling it at MegaCon. And I know he's had some health issues. We hopefully will have him back at the show. If you guys were at the show in November of last year, he had the Ghostbusters, the Blitzwing. Is it? I'm not sure if I'm saying it right, but the 1/6 scale Ecto one, which is crazy. He had that. It was missing a couple pieces, but he had a great deal on it. And then, so I basically through him and Jeff Mikado from not Shell Toys. Tony, appreciate that. But Slap Happy Toys, Blitzway. Yeah, Blitzway. Thank you. So technically, I guess I bought all of my Batmobiles with the exception of the Tumbler through in some way, Slap Happy Toys and Jeff Mikado and or Will. So all of this Jazz Inc. stuff came through them. Over time, I've bought all these pieces. That includes my 89 Batmobile. So as I say in my videos, I pretty much everything in this room just about is bought from a vendor at my show, with the exception of a few items. I see behind me the Iron Man, like the last Iron Man I bought was from Tony, I think Hernandez down at Irving's show, because I really wanted a Iron Man 2 Iron Man. And then, but most of the stuff that you see in the background was bought from vendors at our show. So, and I always try to leave stuff. There. I don't just buy it, because I'm the first one there. I just want to let you guys know that. I've missed out on tons and tons and tons of great stuff because I said, you know what? I want customers to be able to see this. I mean, an example is Damien's your DeLorean, that you bought from Marco. When the show opened, last time he had it sitting there and I looked at it and I'm like, man, I'd really like to have this, but do I need another one? No. I mean, it'd be cool to have the first version, but I said, no, somebody else needs this. I don't need this. So, I want to leave it for, like there's a video guy that says, if you see one, buy it. If you see two, leave one for the next collector. You know what I mean? And so that's really kind of my attitude. I try to make sure that, on the flag, right now the flag is not looking good because unfortunately, thank you, Carlos, for selling me the other flag, which will be on display at the show. We will have a USS flag for sale that I got from Carlos minus a couple pieces, okay, for a great deal at Tampa Toy Con. So if you come out, there's going to be a USS flag on display. Unfortunately, after our video with Damien yesterday, we had kind of an accident with the Silver Surfer.
No, hold on. Don't say we, because people in the audience will think, oh, this is Cajon Retro. He messed up the error. No,
I said me. Okay. So I was trying to move some stuff around. There's a lot of stuff in here. And the Silver Surfer tipped over into the flag. And, oh man. So I have to kind of reconstruct that. And so Silver Surfer is apart right now, and I mean he didn't get more damage, but he's going to be going saran wrapped, and I'm going to try to get him re-chromed actually at some point. So that's not, he won't, next time you come over, I'll have something set out, but I have an idea what I'm going to replace him with. So that's good. let me go back to your video stuff. So you started March 24, and then how long, so and now you have I think 33,000 almost.
32. Yeah.
Right. So that's amazing.
Oh yeah, I'm happy. I'm glad about that. But
That's
more about,
amazing.
yeah, not only about the number, right? More about the interaction with the people, because there's a lot of people who actively send messages, and I like that because you connect with people who like what you do, and usually people who share the same. We like the same things: collecting video games,
Right,
action
right.
figures. So it's nice to catch up with.
Now the other thing too, I mean, this is not I don't. I mean, and maybe I can't really say this because I'm not looking for them. But is there a lot of Spanish collectible video channels?
Oh yeah. There's a lot.
Okay,
Oh
yeah, because
yeah.
there's tons of toy collector
Oh
stuff.
yeah,
But I
man.
just
Yeah.
I guess I kind of look at you as that unique in that way. I mean, I haven't ran
Oh
into it.
no, I am not. I am not.
Well, yeah, but we don't have, just to put it in perspective, I mean, we have people coming to the shows all the time to do videos.
Okay.
When you approached me in Sarasota, I was like, okay, I mean, from the beginning we had that. And I just, my attitude was, you can go ahead and take the video, but I'm not going to give you a media pass necessarily, because the reality is that you're getting content from my show. Why am I
Yeah.
giving you, I don't get a promotion. Like, I'm not, you're not now. You might, okay, we can, and there's some other ways to do it. I want to get into some YouTube promotion, okay, but I'm not going to put it out here. I'll tell you about it, because again, I like to kind of hold on to some of these ideas, but and I'll bring some comments on you. But what I want to do is, what I think is that, the way that my attitude has been was, you're not promoting my show until after the show is over.
Right.
You're not telling anybody about the show because you're going to do a video on the show. Well, that doesn't get me anybody now. I mean, it might get me some people next time it comes through, but the reality is not let me go over some comments here. Hey, Jonathan, thanks for coming out. And Carlos, you're bringing a Terradrome to the next Joe show, which is on August 3rd. It's not that far away. I know it's July 1st, and it doesn't seem like it's that far away, or it seems like it's farther away, but it's actually not. I mean, it's a little over a month. And then Dan will be there with his lollipops. Okay, come on out and buy some. Buy some his cool candy. And then let's see. And yeah, Carlos. Okay, there are a bunch of. Oh yeah, ask Guillermo. Yes, Guillermo. Okay, we need to have Guillermo on. I need to get interviewed by Guillermo. I had a great conversation with Guillermo. From I think it's dang it, I can't remember his Carlos, post his store name if you would. I know it's
His last name.
No, the store name that he has down in Miami, or down in Sunrise.
Plastic Universe.
Plastic Universe. Okay, good. All right. And then Andrew Cohen, he's gonna be setting up again. This guy, man, he always has amazing stuff. He'll be set up next to the Kaz booth. So if you're he's going to be bringing some amazing stuff, graded stuff. I bought the last time in Tampa, I bought and I'm hoping to have it back, maybe even by the show, a sealed space Lego box. When have you seen space Legos? I know that maybe you didn't have those down there. And then let's see. All right. Okay. Oh yeah. All right. Yeah. We're going to have Buddha here, McCone. He'll be here in Tampa. He wrote the book of the Thundercats book. That'll be a good interview there for you. He's a really cool guy. And then, yeah. Okay. In the Plastic Crack, check that out, guys. If you guys haven't seen that Plastic Crack, documentary that was done actually before I started doing shows. A lot of those people, and Carlos would agree with me here, I think a lot of those people in that video, Carlos, aren't really in the toy scene now. I mean, a lot of the people that are, at least in the first couple episodes, I have to rewatch that stuff. So just real quick, going back to your videos. So you said that you know, how many videos do you have on there now?
Oh, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. But I've been posting since again March 24. I've been posting a video a week, so once a week.
Oh wow, you're bringing another sealed space Lego set and some vintage Batman. Wow. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. All right, sorry guys, I'm into the space Lego now. Like I'm wanting to get the space Lego train to set up at the show. If look that up, if you guys, it's before this. They called Futron was the 90s one. And then okay, there was something else, but I wanted to go back to the Spanish. So the way that I looked at it, I would say to me, you're the only Spanish video guy that we've had in 6 years
Wow.
that I know about. Okay. Most of the people, you know, they'll come and they'll tell me maybe they're gonna video, or other people they'll won't. And then at the beginning I had people that wanted like media passes, and then I think people figured out I didn't do that unless you were like a regular. I did do that for a little while. I've had people that want tables, you know, for their show or whatever, and you know, and stuff like that. And I've kind of avoided that. But you're the only Spanish guy. I mean, I'm saying that in a positive way. Like you think you're one of a gazillion, but to me, you're one of one.
Oh, cool. Pretty cool. Well, I hope.
But that being said, at first, honestly, at first, I didn't watch your videos because I'd start to watch them and I'm like, I don't know if I really want to watch subtitles. And then
Right.
when I watched a couple, I'm thinking, you know, you got a really good style of the way that you do it. It's not, because I mean, a lot of us, I would say, we just watch YouTube now. So we have a short attention span at this point. I mean, you took our 4 hours and turned it into 13 minutes.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's always like that. Every time I go to one of your shows, it's like again like a little more than 3 hours. I spend 3 to 4 hours walking and recording to get a 20 minutes video.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, all right. Well, thanks for noting that. You're right. I do have people emailing us they're saying they're coming into town from Argentina and stuff. And you said that, you know, that you had some other ones, some people message you. So we're going to have some international buyers here. Okay, great. All right, let me go ahead and bring up the schedule, guys, and then we'll let you go. I'm gonna before I get too far. Let me go ahead and remove this for a second. Before I get too far in here, I'm gonna be see, you got the professional arm and all that. Look at this crap. What's going on? I mean, I could have that. I just need to get off my wallet. No, I obviously I get off the wallet too much here. That's the plan. That's the problem. But anyway, yeah, so I just want to say that I'm trying to remember what I was going to tell everybody. Dang it. Okay, let me go back to the schedule. Okay. All right. So a couple changes, or one change for sure. That is the end of the year. My October 12th show at West Palm Beach, which we've had the last couple of years. The venue called and said they have to do something at the venue. So this isn't a thing where, you know, I did, you know, it's they realized that they have another event that of their own, not that they got double booked. It was double booked because they're doing something. So I got pushed to the November 9th. That could screw up the January show, but that we normally do, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. I got to think on that, but so that is going to be pushed to November 9th. I informed all the vendors. So that is a schedule change. Okay. The other thing is I believe Coral Springs is either almost sold out or either that, or it's basically going to be like, I got to go and make sure everybody, you know, I'm sure everybody that I have right now fits on the map, but my map and their map is is a little different, so I want to make sure of that. But that it's very close to being sold out. Ocala is for sure sold out. I've got a waiting list on that now. I think I posted that yesterday. I got a couple more tables at Star Wars and GI Joe. There are aisles, and we're filling up for the rest of these shows, guys. So I know it seems like it's kind of far away, but the Star Wars show, like I said, is a month from now. Okay, this July is going to go by quickly, I'm ready to get back to the action. I know it seems like we're busy, but and we are. I mean, seems like we're taking a break in a way, but now let's see. And hey, Patrick, thank you for applying this morning. I was going to be hitting you up on the show. Thank you and your brother. I love you. Patrick and his brother are really cool. And they always bring really cool stuff. And then and my boy Sean will be there with the Hot Wheels track and Hot Wheels. He's finally going to be back selling diecast. We've got multiple people at the show there selling diecast, all kinds of stuff, including Andre Ruggio and let's see, we'll have Jerry Brand bring in red lines and stuff, and then let's see, bring those Robotech, Patrick. Okay. Oh yeah, put Patrick. Okay, cool. And then all right, Josh. Is Fort Myers going to have a night before setup? That yes, it is going to have a night before setup. If you look here, what I did this time, and Damien, thanks for hanging out. If you want to just hang out and listen for a minute, you can.
Whenever you want. Yeah, I'm
fine. I'm fine. So for Fort Myers, have you been to Fort Myers, Damien?
Yeah.
The Fort Myers show. Okay. So we've had a really good turnout for that show. And actually, I'm getting the reason. There's a couple reasons why I've extended it to 2 days. One is I want to bring in guests. I know we had some local guests there, but I'm flying in like a Star Wars Mandalorian lady that was sorry, she's gonna laugh because her name is Susanna. If I told you what her Instagram was, you go what? But anyway, her name is Susanna, and she was in Mandalorian and a couple other things. And then I'm working on getting some other guests. I'm not ready to announce yet, but that's one of the reasons why I did that 2-day show. The other reason is obviously we're getting great numbers. And then I wanted to make sure, Josh Boyle, that we were able to get in on Friday without issues, because the last time we went, there was a wedding, and I don't know if you guys might have remembered. I took a picture at like 11:30 at night of of me just getting in the building, and the next morning it was I try my best to make it great. Sometimes when I show up, I haven't posted the video, but on my Pocket 3, I need to convert that. You're motivating me. I just want to let you know that. I need to just sit down and work on this. I've got all the stuff now. I've got this new computer. I've got the camera, the microphone, everything. It's just a matter of, so I got some behind the scenes, and you guys would be amazed. I'll show up at some of these buildings and I'm showing up at like 5 a.m. or something like that. And then I'm like, oh my God, it's not set up, and at this Fort Myers one, I was there at midnight and they had to move the tables around. And so I'm pulling out the map. I'm like, before I go to bed, can you make sure that this is right? Cause I'm just like, and then I'll wake up at like 4 o'clock in the morning, because I'm just going, everything is turning. Is everything right? Are we selling tickets? Are the, vendors are going to start showing up, and these tables have to be right. I'm obsessed with the show. If you guys didn't already know that, but I mean, I really am. And sometimes I say stupid things in the morning to vendors. Unfortunately, but I really don't. I do make mistakes, of course. because it's just like, I'm trying to make sure that everything is set up and ready to go when we open, and so sometimes, but I did my own behind the scenes, and I need to post that because I show this building, and I went there at 5:00 in the morning. It was the first time I was using this extra space or something. And they had round tables in there. I was like, oh my God. Thank God I found the people. They were still there cleaning. And I was like, okay, you're going to set up this room, right? Because I was freaking out. And then a little bit. So yeah, we're going to get in the night before it. And then, at Port St. Lucie, I went in the one room. For those of you guys that came to Port St. Lucie, I went in the second room, and I had given them a map the night before to make sure, I sent it to them. We always send it to them. And I went there the night before, the morning. It was like 5:00 in the morning. And I went in there, and the whole room was turned the other way. Like all the tables, I had to move every table in there. And I'm going, oh my God. And that's happened actually quite a bit this year. It's happened hold on. I'm getting a call from Chris. I'm going to tell him I'm going to call him back. Hey, Chris, I'm on a live on Facebook.
Say again?
I'm on a live on Facebook. I'm going to call you back. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks for calling.
Just a good timing.
All right. But yeah. So, I mean, this has happened multiple times this year, and when that happens, I'm just kind of going, oh man, we gotta fix this now. And so, like, if anyone says anything to me, I'm just, anyway. All right, Patrick. Yep. Okay. The Robotech. Tony. Yes, we're gonna have. Kaz will be on site. Todd might be there with Chris. I don't know who's specifically coming, but they are there. And then I believe the plan is to put our friend Andrew next to them. And then Patrick will be there, Patrick Brown. And you know what? You're going to be setting up He-Man, right? You said you're going to.
Yes, I will.
Okay, because we're going to give him a space. He's going to have the whole He-Man Master of the Universe collection there, including the Eternia.
Yep.
You're going to have a whole day to set this up.
Yeah.
You think is that enough
huge.
time? You got a backdrop you already designed, and
I'm on it. I have a huge, I don't know, probably 6 by 5, I guess, is the whole Eternia map.
Okay.
Printed on canvas. So I'm planning to have that on the back. Yeah, I'm still playing around.
Okay, cool. All right, so they are 8-foot tables there, just so you know. Okay, and we can, if you need more than one, that's of course. And then you're talking about bringing stuff. Is that correct?
Yeah. I might join as a little vendor, as a junior vendor.
As a junior vendor. Okay, yes. That's fine. Okay, you'll put some stuff on the side of your display. Yeah. That's okay. All right, and then okay, great. So there you go, the Josh, and hopefully we'll so bring your stuff to grade. They will be there. I just actually submitted a couple records, guys, in Orlando. I went to Metallica, as you guys probably know, last about 3 weeks ago, somewhere in there, and they had these splatter vinyls that you got at the pop-up shop. And so I submitted that to be graded, kind of half open. We'll see how Kaz came. One of the owners created another company where they're grading vinyl and media and stuff. So, and then I got a sealed Boston vinyl. We are going to have records and posters, and we're going to, I think, have 2 record vendors actually at the show. I know it's Tampa Toy Con, but it's our show basically, but with a more toy oriented focused for the most part. Okay, I think I wrapped everything else up. I think there's no other changes. Jacksonville is actually filling up quite a bit because Simi is sold out. already. Now, how you might say, how does that happen? You haven't even posted it. Okay. Well, what happens is the building there is 5,000 square feet. This is going to be the last time that I'm going to probably use this building. I got to find a new space because their parking fees are going up, and we've been lucky that we haven't had parking in over a year. Been charged. The customers haven't been charged parking there, but it's going to happen. And their parking just went up to $15. And we have just our little show there. And so I'm going to have to find another spot. And they literally told me that if I went to the 25,000 square foot space, that we're going to be charged parking. Customers will be charged parking. So, because there's another event next door. So I don't want that. But October 4th. So we are in the smaller space out there at Heritage Park. And, unless they make, we make something, I'll probably come up with something else for the spring. But we are in that building. And because of that, most people that are in that show, a lot of them rebooked, and then some of them didn't. So those have already been filled by people that hit me up. Hey, can I get a table at Kissimmee or whatever? So when I post that, there really isn't going to, there might be one table available. And then I'm still hesitant on Daytona, but it's more of a I want to say cash flow management. When you're running this many shows, every one of these buildings, guys, they want money up front. So, a lot of times, it seems like, oh, Jeff's making all this money, but I put all the money. Do I buy toys? Sure, I buy toys, and I do, I definitely spend more than the average person on toys. Okay. But, and I'd say the average person, not necessarily the average hardcore collector. Okay. I'm not, Carlos Barone probably spent more on toys at Joe Fest than I did, but I don't know, maybe not. But my point is that I'm always having, whenever I book another show, there's always a deposit and all that. And these deposits can go anywhere from, a small deposit to half the money or all of the money. I mean, that's one of the reasons why we in Bradenton, I'm down here in Bradenton. That's one of the reasons we're at a hotel is they're doing construction at the Bradenton Convention Center there. And when I went in there and toured that, I'm giving you guys some background information, but that's all right. There's this brand new hotel, the Palmetto Marriott there right behind it. And then the actual convention center is actually being worked on right now. And I said to the lady, now, again, you see, we have 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 shows still to go for the year. Okay. I'm managing all of those. And so, vendors don't want to pay. There are a couple vendors, okay, that do pay for all the shows or they multiple shows, but it's a lot, it's a lot for everybody. And so what I'm saying is, the Bradenton, like the convention center, I said, hey, okay, in my shows in September, this was like a month or two ago. I said, hey, so how much is the deposit? Now, a lot of them are like, $1,000 or, 25% or whatever. No, they're like, yeah, well, we need it all. And I think it was like $10,000 to rent that with no tables or chairs. And
what a number.
I said, how much is it so I can book the date and I can, put it out there. They're like, oh yeah, well, we need to check for the full amount for the, and I'm like,
wow,
what? And then she's like, well, maybe we could do like 50%, and I'm thinking, yeah, I don't think so. I'm good. So I went over to the hotel and, I had to beat them up a little bit too. They wanted more money than Orlando. I drive.
Wow.
For the space. So, all right. as of right now, Danny, no. The answer is no, but I'm going to try to get somebody that would be local. I'm not going to fly someone in for a 1-day show where it's a brand new event. So I'm just not going to spend that. It costs like $2,000 to bring a guest in. That's if they don't have a guarantee. That's just them saying, "Hey, I'll come." You're flying them in most of the time from LA. If the Cougans said they wanted to come, I would probably do that. But other than that, or some kind of deal like that, I probably would not have a guest. But if there is somebody local that can just drive over and I can, pay their hotel or whatever, that I can work with. But if I got to fly somebody in, put them up, and then take them back to the hotel and all that, the reality is, to re-stipulate is, I'm, and I understand this is kind of running on here, but the guests, all that are on here, this just happened. This just happened. My intention originally was to get Samantha because there's new toys coming out, of new gem toys. Samantha is really cool. She's very nice to deal. She's easy to work with. She does her own good promotion. If you follow her page, she does her own promotion that she's going to be at a place, and I'm going to try to have her on here next week. Okay, Daniel and Carlos. Now I haven't really talked to Carlos much, but Daniel Pacina has been to our shows before. But we haven't had him at a show where we've had a decent amount of people. We had him at that March Super RetroCon. So I wanted to bring him back again. Very easy to work with, gets back to me right away. Easy to deal with, not crazy guarantee, all of that stuff. These other three guys, literally just kind of fell in the lap. Like I had a vendor contact me about Peter. And I asked him if he'd come over. And so as of now, he did text me back and all that he's coming. And then I want to give a shout out to my friend, down in Fort Myers, there, Doug, who connected me with the Rick and Morty, Mr. Roman, David, Angelo Roman. He'll be there. He's flying in from San Antonio. Again, what happened is I got in contact. They said he wanted to come. It made it real easy. Boom, fly him in. Okay, now and then Tom Cook, it was I wanted him to come back. I just, and then I said pick a date, and he picked this date. So and now I was at a show in Louisiana. We have a Louisiana vendor coming. He's friends with John Anderson, and let me go ahead and just switch that out. John Anderson. And so John is going to be there with another vendor. He's, coming down with his vendor friend. And so we added him. And so that's how we got this many guests, because I wouldn't normally do this. This is, it's cool. It's great, but guests aren't necessarily the focus of our show. But I think all these are going to be really good. You got a Disney artist, you got, Adult Swim. And then of course, Tom, He-Man, he was a director, art director at Filmation, worked at Hanna-Barbera and all of that. So these are all great guests. We got a surprise, my cake guy's coming. If you guys haven't seen him, he was at another show. You probably seen him, right, Damien? The guy with the cakes.
Yep.
Yeah. So we have something special this year, going on with that. And then, I think you might be talking about Tony. Okay. All right. Thanks for coming, Tony. And, we'll see you. We'll see you maybe at 9:00. Okay. They were amazing last time. All right. Keith Bradenton show. Well, we might be able to do that. I got to check in with them. I haven't talked to them a little bit. I'm wanting to spread them around in different areas, because they have a house here in Florida. So The goal there is to have them, like I said, they're friends of ours now, and we really like, they're really easy to deal with, Pinky and them, and great stories. I mean, we really need to get more of a talking with them. So again, Damien, thank you for coming on. Thank you for coming over and doing the video. I mean, I hope we get lots of views. I need to get on this video thing.
I'll help you.
Man, I'm telling you, it's a lot of work, I'm sure. Like, how long
It is.
How long did you spend editing that?
It was well today was 5 hours.
Yeah, 5 hours. So, I don't really get 5 hours to do anything. One thing,
Yeah, it takes a lot of time. That's true.
yeah,
To get some,
and that's a lot of the reason why I haven't done it. I try to get my daughter. I'm like, she's like, well, I don't know where you want the cuts. I said, where you think they should go. Like, just don't worry about, putting in a lot of cuts. Just cut it all together.
right.
Because the way that I do it is I talk into it, and then I'll end it, and I'll end it and cut it, and just, cut it off and make it one thing.
Yep,
That's kind of
right.
where I'm going to start. They're not going to be your videos off the rip. Okay.
It's a journey. If you take a look at my first videos, I don't know. The first videos are not good.
Right.
You just get better. It's as you with the shows, right? Your shows today are way
Yeah.
better than the beginning. So this is
Yeah, I
fun.
had this new vendor that's coming. She's like, man, you've been really responsive. You've been one of the best responsive. Get back to me I ask questions, and you write
Yeah.
back to me and everything. So I think that, I believe, I hope that vendors feel that I'm pretty organized in general. And we try to do a good job. But I also think that it's when you're not trying to be a vendor and run the show. I think if you're just doing, one thing and you're trying to be great at that, then you have success. It's when you're trying to do too many things at one time. Okay, Jason, who has a toy channel, post your toy channel before we get off here. There, Jason, again, takes some 10 to 18 hours for making prescribed vids for both my channels. Okay. And you got, you got 2 channels. I know you have a car channel and a toy channel. I think it's, go ahead, Jason, because I'm going to end this video here in a moment. If you want to post it, takes a lot of time. Yep. Okay. All right. So I'm going to end this here. And thanks again, everyone, for coming on. We'll be here at next week. Same bat channel, same bat time, 7:30 Tuesday, next Tuesday. Wherever we are in the world, I'm going to be here. So I'm going to at least get consistent on that. Okay. And don't forget, we have a show a week from this weekend. I can't believe that. I'm not prepared. Oh my God. No, I'm prepared. I just got to finish the map and add something. Okay. Here. Yeah. Toy Warp. Okay. The Toy Warp guy, all vintage stuff. He's a vintage guy for sure. Okay. All right. Thanks a lot, Damien, and for coming. And I'll see you soon. We'll talk again soon. Have a good night, and thanks for sharing the video and all that. All right. Have a good night, everyone. Guys. We'll see you next week. All right. Bye now.
Bye.